So recently I've been thinking about how to build the perfect team and the dream team. And many metrics came to mind. So how you measure the effectiveness of a team and what means dream team. So in my past experience, I worked in many different teams and different industries, and each team had a different role and also a different level of criticality in the business. I think these are all factors that you need to account for. Today, I want to discuss what is the ideal ratio of juniors to seniors developers in a team. So let's start from the opposite, right? So from the two extremes. We can have a team that is purely juniors, or we can have a team that is purely seniors. What are the differences? What are the pros? What are the cons? So in my opinion, when you have a team of juniors, you can easily end up in a situation where there is lots of engagement because they are all at the same level, they are all trying to learn, but soon you are going to reach, you're going to see that this team will reach plateau and they will not make more progress. They will not grow as professionals in their career simply because they don't have a role model or an example in their team. On the other side, if we consider a team composed of mainly seniors, you may have a different outcome. In my opinion, what happens when you have just seniors in a team, two things may happen. So the team is extremely efficient, especially if there are no new things to learn. So if the team does a pretty standard job and every day looks exactly the same as the previous one, and the team has a good way to communicate, everything should go pretty much smoothly. The opposite happens when there is not enough trust, or when the team is building new solutions, right? So when there is a bit more creative process happening. So what happens with the creative process is that we are more vulnerable, right? Because part of the process requires that you do brainstorming, and most of the time during brainstorming, the ideas that you come up with are not the best ideas. So if you don't feel safe in expressing your opinion, in telling others things that may not be right, you may just stop trying. You may just feel that there are way too many risks for you to express yourself, and then you try to keep your idea for yourself and continue refining it. So what happens in this case is that you lose momentum, because every single time you have an idea, you can quickly validate, like the junior do in a team that is composed of just juniors. You can quickly have a feedback from the others and discard the idea. Otherwise, what happens is that you start working on that idea that sounds brilliant at the beginning, so you waste one day or maybe 1 week. Probably it's too much 1 week, but you waste time on that, right? And what is going to happen is that then you realize that that idea was not good, and so you wasted a week, and now you have to justify all the time that you spent on something that was not worth. And again, you feel you don't feel safe. You are not in a situation where you can freely express yourself. So, and this is one of the biggest mistakes I've seen, especially recently in my career, where teams are built exclusively on technical skills. I think the value added by other people that are not necessarily technical, or that are the early stages of their career on the technical side, is that they ask questions. So the question automatically exposes the seniors, and this creates a way for others to listen, right? So this is probably the key element of a successful team, when people are there to listen. So listening in a team that is formed just by seniors is probably harder, because there are lots of assumptions, right? So if you're senior, you must know this, and I assume that you know all these technologies, or I assume that your career path was exactly like mine. And this is the biggest mistake, because under this assumption there is lots of fear and lots of judgment. So this completely breaks team dynamics and makes the team go slower or completely stop. So now we saw the junior team and the senior team. We also discussed that having a mix of them is probably a good solution, because you're going to get the juniors to get more skills, and at the same time you start equalizing a bit the level of seniority, because there is way more communication due to the juniors. So every single senior will explain something to the juniors in the presence probably of another senior, and there may be something that we don't know, or there may be something that we learn as well as seniors. So this is important from the team dynamics point of view, but we also need to understand now what is the right ratio. And for me, the right ratio is it's not a number, but it needs to be assessed every single time something changes in a team. Something changes in a team means there is a new joiner, or there is someone leaving the team, but also there is a new promotion, right? So that is also a subtle change that happens in the team, because now if a junior moves to mid or moves to senior, he expects to get more responsibilities, and there are also expectations from peers, especially the ones that have not been promoted, from that specific person. So the dynamics will change again, especially if there is not clear communication, if there is misunderstanding between people. So what I've found useful is that every single time you hire a new person, you don't look for skills, but you look for team fit. That's the number one thing. So when you hire a new joiner, when there is a new joiner in your team, is he going to be good? Is he going to improve the dynamics in the team? Is going to keep them stable, or is going to make them worse? So this is 100% the thing to look. In my opinion, if you are in the industry and you are willing to learn, there are no skills that cannot be acquired, especially on the technical side. But if you need to change a personality, it's much harder. And I wouldn't say we have the right to change the personality of people, right? So we need to keep them and make sure they work in the best possible way. So I don't know what you think. Let me know if you agree with my analysis. This is just based on my experience, and these are purely my opinion. Maybe something is coming from some video or some books that I've read in the past. And let me know what you think down in the comments, and see you in the next one. Bye!